There's a new earth arising. There is a new earth arising. There is a new earth arising. There is a new earth arising today. From the old till the new, from 3D to 5D, there is a new earth rising today. All over the world, there is awareness, a shift, a higher consciousness, a higher frequency. Through our single eye, we see a new world full of love and human compassion. A new world manifesting through you and through me. There's a new world arising today. There is a new breed arising. There is a new breed arising. There is a new breed arising today. From the old till the new, from 3D to 5D, there is a new breed arising today. The kingdom age is here. God's sons everywhere to see restoration of justice, righteousness, and truth. The sons of God, immortal, incorruptible, indestructible. Our inheritance of peace, love, joy, abundance. Overflow by changing lives from the third dimension to the fifth dimension. There is a new age arising. There is a new age arising. There is a new age arising today. From the old till the new, from 3D to 5D, there is a new earth rising today.
Good day, family.
Hello, hello.
We are here back on track. Are we enjoying this accelerating and evolving from one dimension to another dimension? And Valerie, we are so open for more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but more than that, to make it part of our lives.
Yes.
So I trust, like a little child, we just jump up and down, celebrating every day that we have seen the veil being removed from our eyes and that we are thriving in the 5D consciousness.
And I'm so glad there are more people opening their eyes to realize there should come a change.
Well, life is all about change, and if you don't change, you're going to be stuck. That's a principle. Well, our session 113, very interesting. The law, but I call it principle. We don't like the word law. Kind of sound like Moses' law, ceremonial laws, but we call it principle. It's a more beautiful word. The principle of exchange. Now, the principle of exchange is the principle that transformation requires movement.
And our whole life is that principle.
Now, Valerie, you know, you can take it spiritually and you can take it naturally. If you don't evolve spiritually, you're going to be stuck. It becomes boring. You become unteachable. You become stubborn when you stay on a certain degree or a certain stage in your spirituality and you don't want to evolve to the next one.
Amen.
Something is released, something is redirected, something changes form. And in that exchange, naturally and spiritually, space is created for something new. We see reflections of this everywhere in nature.
Amen.
Well, Valerie, we learn through nature. You know how many times
Yes.
I believe, not I'm the only one, but the monad, the spirit within, speaks to me through nature, especially when we work in the garden. We wrote songs when we worked in the
Yes.
garden. The intuition, that clear voice, principles that comes into your intuition, that's the voice of the spirit. So nature is teaching us.
And we are drawn more to nature than ever before.
Absolutely. The tree releases its leaves before another season begins. The lungs exhale before they can inhale again. The seed gives up its former form before it becomes the tree. The body continually releases what it no longer needs while receiving what gives it life. Nothing living remains completely still. Life moves through exchange, release and receive,
Amen.
empty and then fill,
Yes.
exhale and then inhale, let go and become. And yet many of us are asking for a new season while refusing to release the old one. Valerie?
Yes, we see it. These three people don't want to release. They're holding on to. But there are people that are changing now and they are releasing because they realize it's time to change.
Valerie, it's like all our sessions evolving from 3D to
Yes.
5D consciousness. But I said yesterday on our previous session, if you evolve to 5D consciousness, there will be a deconstruction.
Yes.
You can't get away from it. Now, we are asking for new relationships while still emotionally living inside the old, unhealthy, soulish relationships. Other words, people that push you down, draws you back into 3D consciousness. No, you have a choice to make. You have an energy to protect. And self-love is a way of a boundary that you make. It doesn't mean you're selfish. It means that you are wise. Now, we are asking for peace while repeatedly rehearsing what hurt us. That means past wounds that are not dealt with. We are asking for abundance while continually feeding thoughts of lack. Isn't that true, Valerie?
Yes.
So it's like a double-mindedness, but we all learn and we all deconstruct from certain things in our lives.
But the main thing is you can't ask, it's things that you have to do. You have to change in that way that you do the things that you are asking for.
That's right. Kind of remind me on our song that we wrote, Valerie. The things I used to do, I do them no more.
Yes.
The things I used to live, I live them no more. We're going to sing that song after our session today. Now, we are asking for freedom while giving our attention every day to the very thing we say we want to escape from. We are asking for a new identity while protecting the old version of ourselves. Now, family, that is in your subconscious mind. And yes, we need to have the grace and mercy towards each other so that we can get rid of that. But it's indoctrination, programming, conditioning since we were babies that were indoctrinated in our subconscious mind. And slowly but surely, that subconscious mind are cleaned up by your conscious Christ higher self-consciousness. And then we wonder why life feels stuck. Your attention is an investment. Your energy follows your attention. There's a thing that goes like this, Valerie. Where attention goes, energy flows. What you continue return to, you continue give life to within your experience. That does not mean you can never remember the past. There are good memories to treasure, where we learn our lessons. It means there is a difference between remembering something and continually feeding it. There is a
Yes.
difference between learning from yesterday and living there. Can you see the difference here, family?
Uh-huh.
There's a difference between acknowledging a wound and making the wound your home.
Yes.
There's a specific word I'm looking for. Pity party. That's not the one
Yeah.
I'm looking for. But you can have a pity party in your 3D consciousness where everybody feels sorry for you and you love that attention. That's the 3D consciousness.
And you ponder over the wrong thing and don't change.
Now, there is a difference between learning from yesterday and living there. There is a difference between acknowledging a wound and making the wound your home. Some things are not being taken from you. They are asking to be released by you. Valerie, how many deliverance sessions did we do in religiosity? And the moment, just give a week, just give a month, 3 months, 6 months, then all those hojas, as they say, is entering back into your body. So there's a better way of doing things. Ministering to yourself, getting those 3D consciousness
Yes.
out of the way as you evolve in 5D consciousness. So you minister to yourself. But right now we are ministering to you by our words that
To
we are
help
speaking,
you, to help
to
you.
assist you, to encourage you, to exhort you, and to push you further in your journey in 5D, 6D, 7D consciousness. And sometimes what feels like loss is actually the beginning of exchange. That's true. Yeshua spoke about this when talking about new wine and old wineskins. Love that parable, Valerie. No man putteth new wine into old bottles, meaning no one put the 5D consciousness into the old 3D consciousness.
Exactly.
The new required a vessel capable of holding it. The problem was not the wine, the problem was capacity. And perhaps many of us are praying for new wine. We want the new thing while refusing to release the old wineskin. Comes back to deconstruction
Yes.
again.
So make up your mind. Do you want to change? Do you want to go on? Or do you want to get stuck in the D3? You have your mind that you can make up. But I'm telling you, it's now time that the change should come. We are too long stuck in with 3D. We need to change this world, and I can see it's starting to change in a very rapid way because people are waking up. But I'm talking to the D5 people. Don't look back to D3. If you decided D5, go on. Start changing and don't wonder, should I change or shouldn't I? You start developing a different era because we are in a different era. And this era is the era that brings us into the golden realm.
Family, if I evolve in my personal journey, I'm at advancement for you. If you evolve from 3D to 5D and beyond, you are advancement for me. Because ultimately it's going to be one community in the new earth.
Yes.
So we help one another by evolving. We want something new to enter while our inner world is already full of yesterday, full of resentment, full of regret, 3D consciousness, full of fear, full of old identities, masks, indoctrination,
Yes.
religion, tradition, full of relationships that ended physically but never ended inwardly, full of expectations that no longer belong to the person we are becoming. Then we call the fullness emptiness because none of it satisfies us anymore. But the room is not empty. It is crowded with what has already completed its season. This is why release is not rejection. Release is preparation
Yes.
for you to evolve to a higher realm. The tree does not hate the leaf because it lets it fall. The lungs do not mourn the breath because they exhale it. Life simply understands something we often resist. What has completed its purpose must be allowed to move. Sometimes we are afraid to let go because we think the new thing must appear first. Show me the next relationship, then I will release this one. Show me the next opportunity, then I will leave this place. Show me what comes next, then I will stop carrying what was. But faith often works in the opposite direction. First comes the opening. First comes the surrender. First comes the empty space. The new thing does not always arrive before the release. Valerie, we can talk here about experience as well. Sometimes I think it's important to know your season that you are in. Sometimes the release is what creates the capacity to recognize the new thing when it comes. This is the principle of exchange. Not that the universe owes you something because you gave something up. Not that every loss will immediately be replaced with something larger, but that transformation requires movement. I would also say choices, Valerie.
Yes.
Your time cannot be given completely to yesterday and completely to tomorrow at the same time. Your attention cannot endlessly nourish the old while also being fully available to create the new.
Make a choice.
Well, family, I'm talking here specifically about those in 4D that stick a little bit higher than the 3D, but are still holding on to 2D. So we minister to you with love and understanding,
Yes.
and also with correction. Your emotional energy cannot remain permanently invested in what ended while expecting your whole heart to become available for what is beginning. Something must move, something must loosen, something must be allowed to die in the form it once held.
And this is also a matter of your faith. Take a step of faith. You don't need to know everything before you make a choice. By faith, you start, and you will see how your faith carries you through.
This is why the empty place should not always frighten us. Even when you go through the dark night of the soul, which we all go through, family, we have been taught to fill every space immediately. Now, we know in 3D consciousness everything is like a quick fix. Well, it doesn't normally work like that in 5D consciousness. It's a process in 5D consciousness. Sometimes it comes with a quick fix, but that we don't make a doctrine of it and say everybody's got to have a quick fix. So comes back to everyone's journey is personal, on their own pace, and yet when we meet one another, we encourage one another. A relationship ends, find another one. A job ends, grab another identity. A belief collapses, replace it with another belief. Silence appears, turn something on. But the empty place is sacred. It is the space between the exhale and the inhale. It is the field after harvest and before planting. It is the womb before conception. It is the place where yesterday has finally loosened its grip and tomorrow has not yet announced its name. Do not rush through that place. Something is being exchanged there. Ask yourself, what am I still feeding that I say I want to leave behind? Where is my attention still living? What am I emotionally paying for every day? Where is my awareness? What identity am I afraid to release? What finished season am I still trying to resurrect? What am I asking life to bring me while refusing to create room for it? That's why I always say, Valerie, if somebody is curious about the 5D consciousness, they need to make room for you. Otherwise, you're going to waste your energy on that person.
Yeah.
They've got to be receptive and say, my goodness, teach me, tell me, I'm curious, I want to move. Those are the ones that we love to minister to. You may not need to chase the new thing. You may simply need to stop, continually feeding the old thing.
Amen.
Withdraw the attention, release the resentment, bless the season, keep the wisdom, lay down the weight, let the leaf fall, let the breath leave, let the old wineskin go. Because what feels empty today may not be empty at all. It may simply be available. And availability is where the new begins. Now let's listen to the Spirit's whisper as we end this session of the principle of exchange. Release what has completely done its season. Do not fear the space that remains. The exhale is already preparing the inhale. Open your hands to what is becoming. The new needs somewhere to arrive.
Amen.
Barry, that is why our spiritual life is never boring. If you are sitting with a spirit of boredom or restlessness, you've got a serious problem because you haven't learned yet to possess your own soul. Spirituality, to me personally, James, is an excitement because there's always something new. Always something new to learn. That's why we can never say we have arrived. The more I learn about the monad, the less I know. I always said it and I will always say it. So family, enjoy with us this session. Share it as far as wide as you can. And our deepest desire for all of you is to evolve higher and higher, because we don't stay at 5D consciousness. There's a sixth dimension, there's a seventh dimension as humanity is evolving into the crystalline bodies, but we will still talk about that in the future. So we're sending hugs to all our family around the world, and we say Shalom, Shalom, Namaste.